Right now, bars and restaurants are back open after several weeks of carryout only. We're talking about how they're working to keep customers and employees safe.
Reopening businesses could mean an increased risk of exposure to the virus, though. We'll tell you which places will be the safest for you and your family this summer.
And some clouds showing up this morning across southern Wisconsin. Coming up, I'll tell you when you can expect that next chance for rain.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. We've made it to Wednesday, May 27th. I'm Josh Ryder with Lee Lynchide and Chris Stanford. The scene is now clear this morning after police found potentially hazardous material inside a Fitchburg apartment. Here's a live look at that apartment building on Chalet Gardens Road this morning. Police were first called there for a welfare check yesterday afternoon. That area was evacuated when they noticed several potentially hazardous items. Again, it is safe at this hour, but crews are on the scene investigating right now. No one was hurt and the building isn't damaged.
Bars and restaurants are making changes as they welcome guests back inside this week. Some bars on State Street have new safety measures like shields between patrons and bartenders. At the Irish Pub on State Street, bar stools are 6 feet apart and markings on the sidewalk outside show how far apart those in line have to be. Pat Dye, whose wife just bought the bar last April, says reopening is a relief.
Until today, we literally had 2 more months, and then her dream was shattered, and we were going to have to give it up.
Bars can only open right now at 25% capacity until Dane County reaches phase 2. The earliest that can happen is in 2 weeks.
In a few hours, Ho Chunk Gaming will be partially reopening its Madison location to select customers. At 10 o'clock this morning, active club members who are also Wisconsin residents will be allowed to enter. Now, as they go in, they'll have their temperature checked and they'll be required to wear a face mask and practice social distancing. And we're working to find out this morning if the Wisconsin State Fair will happen this year. We are waiting to hear from fair officials. The board of directors just voted virtually yesterday to give the final say to the board director. The Wisconsin State Fair is still currently scheduled for August 6th through the 16th. And up north in Rhinelander, county officials say the Hodag Country Music Festival will go on as scheduled. It runs July 9th through the 12th. It draws tens of thousands of country fans each year. Now, the committee there in Oneida County, I believe, just approved that festival on a 4-to-1 vote requiring a safety plan be put into effect that limits daily attendance to 16,000 people.
Buck and Honey's is planning to reopen its Sun Prairie and Monona restaurants today. To keep customers safe, they'll be using a UV light sanitation process, an eco-friendly disinfectant spray. Owner Tom Anderson says they're the first Madison area restaurant and one of only a handful of others in the country using this process.
So UV light is the world's most powerful disinfectant. It's the most powerful natural disinfectant. It destroys viruses and bacteria 99.999%. And so what we do is we take the UV lights that we have outside and we bring them inside.
Clean Up Solutions, based in Butler, Wisconsin, is heading up the process. The products actually come from Omni Solutions out of Baraboo. They've been used in hospitals and food processing facilities for decades. Now, as more and more businesses start to open up across the state, many Wisconsinites are venturing out for their first time in months.
Really, every place you go is going to come with some sort of a risk. Some, though, are much safer than others. Christina Laurie is looking at this morning with what infectious disease experts are saying are the safest places we can go. Good morning, Christina.
Hi, Chris and Leah. Right now, infectious disease experts are weighing the risks of summer activities with a simple phrase: time, space, people, place. The more time you spend and the closer in space you are to anyone who's been infected, the higher your risk. The reverse is also true. That being said, here are 3 of the safest places you can go. Number 1 is a backyard barbecue. Meeting outside with a small group of people isn't too risky, but it depends on who you invite and what their behaviors have been. Infectious disease experts say you should only meet with 1 other family and make sure they've been following social distancing. To lower your risk even more, avoid sharing food, drinks, or utensils, and make it a BYO everything party. Also, watch out for drinking. That can make people sloppy about social distancing and increase the odds that people will want to use your bathroom. Number 2, a beach, pool, or park. As long as you can stay 6 feet apart from other people, experts say these places are pretty safe overall. The water itself isn't a risk. The sheer volume of it dilutes out the virus. But be sure to watch out for crowds at entry points and bathrooms bathrooms. Experts say the biggest concern about pools, parks, and beaches is kids. Make sure they are maintaining social distancing on both the land and in the water. That's why bigger beaches are safer than smaller pools. And number 3, a public restroom. This one comes as a bit of a surprise, but bathrooms are designed to prevent disease transmission. The main risk comes from restrooms that are small, busy, and poorly ventilated, like many gas station bathrooms. Experts say bathrooms stocked with paper towels, soap, and toilet paper are typically safe, and make sure you not only wash your hands, but use hand sanitizer after you touch the door handle on your way out. One big warning, your personal risk depends on your age and your health, the prevalence of the virus in your community, and the precautions you take during any of these activities. There is no such thing as a zero-risk place to go right now, but coming up in the next half hour, I'll talk about 3 of the riskiest places, Chris and Leah.
And some of the places on that list, on the riskiest places list, are very surprising. Thanks, Christina. Well, health officials in Missouri and Kansas are warning partygoers this morning to self-quarantine after videos posted on social media showed large gatherings over the holiday weekend. Take a look at this. This is video here that shows a party at the Lake of the Ozarks. Now, leaders in those 2 states, Missouri and Kansas, are worried that instances like this may lead to a resurgence of cases. Missouri Governor Mike Parson says he's worried that when these people go back home, they could bring the virus with them. Missouri is one of more than 25 states that are seeing an increase in the average number of new cases compared to 2 weeks ago.
6:06 right now. Another mild and humid start out there. It's kind of weird getting used to this. Not complaining, because I've been waiting for this for a long time.
We did jump 2 feet into kind of summer-like weather, though. There wasn't a lot of time to get adjusted to the humidity, but it is here for at least a couple of days. Take a look at this beautiful sunrise. Scott sent this picture in this morning, taking it in Utica this morning. Beautiful sunrise, lots of green on the grass and the trees there. We certainly have had plenty of moisture over the last few days and weeks. Temperatures this morning, 71 here in Madison, 66 in the Dells, still 72 in Janesville, upper 60s in southwestern Wisconsin as well, so it's a pretty mild start to the day. Our Doppler track, though, is dry. Even though we have clouds in the area, no rain showing up from those clouds right now, and the severe weather outlook is very low for Wisconsin and the surrounding areas. There may be some rumbles of thunder today, but no severe weather is expected. Here's a look at weather track. We have a constant stream of moisture up from the south. This is from the Gulf of Mexico, so plenty of moisture to work with as that warm, moist air continues to move into southern Wisconsin. Look for a few showers and scattered thunderstorms to pop up this afternoon. Best time frame is going to be later on in the afternoon into the evening. Here's your future track forecast model. Temperatures will warm pretty quickly, already closing in on 80 in many spots by lunchtime. Again, here we'll stop it at 4 p.m., a high of 81 in Madison, but you can see some of those showers beginning to fire up across southern Wisconsin. They'll continue to lift south to north through the area through the evening and even overnight. Now on Thursday, a cold front will begin to track through the region. It's going to be a slow-moving weather feature, so we keep the rain chances in the forecast through most of the day, but that front will clear out the heat and humidity for the upcoming weekend. Total rain, though, with that slow-moving front could be closer to an inch in several locations, with those showers and thunderstorms tracking pretty slowly. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. Sunshine and upper 60s for highs starting on Friday. Humidity will be low as well, so it should be very pleasant this weekend.
Perfect timing. Thank you very much, Hattie. 6:08 now. Presidential candidate Joe Biden says as of right now, the fate of this year's Democratic National Convention is still undecided. Biden says the coming months are still uncertain when it comes to how big gatherings can be. The option of a virtual convention is still on the table, but Biden says he's pushing for an in-person convention, even if it's a smaller one.
It may be that it ends up being a totally virtual campaign, or it may be you can have a relatively small, spaced-out group instead of 50,000, 5,000, and have events in other venues. I just don't know.
Several Milwaukee leaders are pushing for the city to host the 2024 convention if this year's DNC is ultimately canceled. Biden says even if the in-person convention doesn't happen, Wisconsinites can still expect a visit from him before the November election.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says more economic relief could be on the way for Americans.
I think there's likely to be another bill. It will not be the $3 trillion bill that the House passed the other day. But there's still a likelihood that more will be needed.
McConnell says his goal for an additional bill is that it would be more targeted in where funds are sent. He says he believes several mistakes were made in passing the last multi-trillion-dollar bill, which was done in just 1 week. A newly proposed bipartisan bill could be the next Economic Recovery Act passed. It's called the Skills Renewal Act. It would offer fully refundable tax credits worth $4,000. According to Forbes, that would be used to cover the cost of retraining workers with skills that are expected to be in high demand by employers. That credit would be available to anyone who lost their job to the pandemic. Workers would have until the end of 2021 to complete eligible training, which includes 2- or 4-year college degrees, apprenticeships, and certifications.
Amtrak is asking for more federal funding to keep trains rolling at minimum service levels. Amtrak submitted a letter to Congress looking for just under $1.5 billion for the fiscal year 2021. The company has already requested $2 billion from the government. Happening today, NASA astronauts are set to take off from the U.S. for the first time in nearly a decade. SpaceX Falcon 9 is expected to launch from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida later today. It's the first time a private company is sending astronauts into orbit, but they are getting a little help from NASA, along with a multi-billion-dollar investment from taxpayers. If the mission is a success, NASA will be able to rely less on Russia to send astronauts into space. That's been the norm since the last American shuttle launched in 2011. Takeoff is set for around 3:30 this afternoon.
And this morning, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine will be on CBS this morning. They'll be discussing this historic launch. Their coverage starts at 7 o'clock, right after News 3 Now this morning.
6:11 right now on your Wednesday morning, and good Wednesday morning to you. We've already made it to the midway point of the week. It's nice having a short work week. A look at your traffic right now. A few more delays popping up on Park Street and along East Washington Avenue, but no crashes to report out there. If you're hopping on the Beltline right now, just the usual delays near Stoughton Road and also Monona Drive. But other than that, you shouldn't have any problems as you head out this morning. That's a look at your first warn traffic. Well, coming up, what insect experts are warning you to keep an eye on this year as the warmer temperatures stick around.
And firefighters in Janesville say a house explosion there this week is a good reminder for the rest of us.
Time right now, 6:11. We'll be right back.
Green Tag is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere 3 Family Series tractor. Get 0% for 84 months or $270 per month on a John Deere 3033R with loader. Who says a day's work has to take all day?
Powered up with Sloan.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's Memorial Week sale going on now. Get top name brands for every room in your house at guaranteed lowest prices with Lazy Boy recliners from $3.99 and always free delivery. Come join us at Portage Furniture for a Memorial Week sale.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
For all your heating and cooling needs in Dane County, call Faro Heating.
Visit our Albeyer showroom in Janesville.
Serving South Central Wisconsin for over 60 years.
Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer, using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup. When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
From our family to yours, we want to encourage you to keep going. Keep protecting what's most important. Keep hopeful in the face of all this. Keep believing. Keep being strong. Keep supporting the people on the front line. Keep staying together while staying apart. Keep being fearless. And most of all, keep dreaming. American Family Insurance is mailing our personal auto insurance customers a premium relief payment to help them keep going. We'll keep being here when you need us.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's Memorial Week sale going on now. Get top name brands for every room in your house at guaranteed lowest prices with custom sofas from $6.99 and always free delivery. Come join us at Portage Furniture for our Memorial Week sale.
Green Tag is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere 3 Family Series tractor. Get 0% for 84 months or $270 per month on a John Deere 3033R with loader. Who says a day's work has to take all day?
Powered up with Sloan.
Welcome back at 6:14. We have an update to breaking news I first brought you yesterday morning. First responders in Janesville say the 2 people who were inside a duplex when it exploded are lucky to be alive today. Those people are recovering at the hospital this morning. Neighbors pulled the 2 from their home on Hawthorne Avenue. That explosion happened after a lit cigarette sparked a natural gas leak.
The female occupant actually appeared to be blown out of the structure. The male occupant, information we got, he had come out the stairs and out the back door somehow.
The deputy chief of the Janesville Fire Department says this should serve as a reminder for folks. If you smell natural gas, get out immediately and call 911.
Madison police are investigating the murder of an 81-year-old man who died in the hospital days after being shot Friday night. The victim has been identified as Nang Yi Lee. Police say the suspect is a 38-year-old man who lived in the same building on North Point Drive. We're told he's in the hospital with some sort of medical condition. Police are still investigating a motive. Madison police say they're also investigating the death of an infant. The Special Victims Unit is working with the Dane County Medical Examiner on the case involving the death of a 2-month-old baby early Friday morning. Madison and Monona officers responded to an apartment on Bridge Road after the infant's mother found her son not breathing in his bassinet. Well, there's a new study out this morning. The data from the U.S. Census Bureau is giving us a better look at the psychological impacts of the pandemic. They found 34% of Americans are showing some signs of clinical anxiety or depression. 20% are showing signs of both. According to the Washington Post, these figures are nearly double pre-pandemic statistics. Here in Wisconsin, 30% of adults showed symptoms of depression and anxiety in that survey.
No need to worry about the coronavirus when it comes to bug bites. While mosquitoes can transmit a variety of diseases, it doesn't seem that COVID-19 is one of them. The World Health Organization says there's no evidence the virus spreads through mosquito bites. Person-to-person contact is still believed to be the leading cause of transmission. Speaking of bug bites, you should be on the lookout for ticks this summer. Experts say they're seeing a higher rate of Lyme disease in the Midwest, Northeast, and Mid-Atlantic. That could be caused from a surge in ticks, more people spending time outside, or a combination of both. To protect yourself, you should be doing a full body check once you're back inside. The CDC also recommends showering within 2 hours to reduce the risk of Lyme disease.
Hattie's out on the patio this morning, and Hattie, I've noticed that the bugs have been out in full force lately with that heat rise.
Yes, I think so. I haven't seen any mosquitoes yet, which is good news, but we definitely have some gnats flying around here on the patio this morning. It's a very mild and muggy start to the day. It feels like midsummer outside this morning. Some clouds moving through the area, but really no rain showing up across southern Wisconsin. Take a look at our current temperatures. 71 here in Madison, 72 in Janesville, even still 67 in the Dells. So it really didn't cool down much overnight. Dew point is still going to be a big factor in our forecast today. Dew points are in the 60s this morning, and they'll inch their way up a little bit as we go through the afternoon. Even this evening, dew points are expected to be in the mid to upper 60s. So it's going to feel very sticky today. There is some relief, though, coming from that higher humidity by the end of the week. Our day planner temperatures take us into the low 80s this afternoon. Just like yesterday, a few scattered showers and even some thunderstorms are expected. No severe weather today, but through the afternoon and evening hours, there is that chance to get wet. And coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll talk more about those chances for rain and tell you when the rain will come to an end finally here in Wisconsin.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. 6:18 now. Google says they'll be headed back to the office in July. The company's CEO says more buildings will be reopening on July 6th. He didn't specify which locations would lead the way, but those that do will be limited to 10% of their capacity at first. They're hoping to increase to 30% by September.
Disney World may also be back up and running soon. They are set to present their proposed plans to reopen to a task force in Orange County, Florida this morning. According to the Orlando Sentinel, the county mayor says he's looked at the proposal and anticipates some good news. Previously, Legoland and Universal Studios were approved to reopen following their proposed measures. And as they move toward reopening, Disney World could soon be the home, temporarily, of the NBA. The league is in exploratory talks with Disney about resuming their season in late July. All games would be held in the ESPN wide world of sports complex, easy for me to say, at the theme park's Orlando campus. The facilities would also be used for practices, and they would house players, coaches, and staff. The NBA says Las Vegas is also being eyed right now as a potential option.
With sports making a slow comeback, you might still be running out of things to watch. Well, there's a new streaming service out today to help you out. HBO Max is now online. The service offers more than 10,000 hours of content, like all the Harry Potter and DC movies, as well as TV shows like Friends and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Josh, here's your chance to finally watch Harry Potter.
No, I thought you were going to talk about Friends.
No, you've already seen Friends.
I don't care. Friends is still the best. No Harry Potter for Josh.
Strong opinions there.
All right, 6:20 right now, and coming up in our next half hour, the statewide moratorium on evictions is now over. What this could mean for you if you're behind on payments.
And we're learning more this morning about a black man who was killed during an attempted arrest in Minneapolis and the protest that followed.
Stay with us. News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Let the design team at Waunakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Comfort Services, buy 1 air conditioner and get 1 gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Welcome back. 6:23 now. We always ask you to share your morning with us. And my Uncle Jerry out of Highlands sent us this photo, this little fawn.
Uncle Jerry.
Uncle Jerry with the photography
cute
skills.
Fawn there. Way to go. That's a great pick.
Yeah, nice job.
You want to see what you're up to in the morning? Share your pictures with us. Post it on social media. Use MyNews3 now, MyNews3 Morning as the hashtag, and we could just show yours on the air. Social distancing means we're all falling short of our daily hug quota.
Yeah, one grandmother in New Jersey found a way to finally give her grandkids a hug. Maureen Sweeney bought this unicorn costume on Amazon for the sole purpose of hugging her 2 grandsons. I love that. This is their first hug in more than 3 months.
Hey, if all I have to do is buy a costume to hug my dad, that's not a bad idea.
I love that.
Cute.
And it's a pink rainbow unicorn too.
Your girls would love that.
Yeah. My 4-year-old, that's her jam right there, the rainbow unicorns.
That is
good stuff. It's
cute.
Adorable, isn't it, Hattie?
Super
that's
cute,
good stuff.
super cute. Love it. You can see that kid running up so fast to hug his grandma. So love that. Well, our forecast for today calls for not a bad day at all. Here's Twinkie and Odie in Lake, Wisconsin. They're going to be curled up in a sunny spot if they can find it today. 80 degrees is the high with quite a bit of humidity. There is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms later on. Not necessarily right now. We do have some clouds streaming into the area, but here's your probability of precipitation. It does start to increase, especially after lunchtime today. No severe weather, though, is expected here in southern Wisconsin. The rain chances continue tonight into Thursday. It'll stay humid through Thursday, but a cold front means an end to the rain and the humidity. So by Friday, things are looking much more pleasant around here with high temperatures in the upper 60s and lots of sunshine. That nice weather sticks around through the upcoming weekend. We are expected to heat up as we go through next week. Look at those 80s back in the forecast starting again on Tuesday. Unsettled weather again as we settle into a nice summertime weather pattern here in southern Wisconsin.
Okay, hey, that weekend, I know we get some flack for looking ahead too early to the weekend, but
never too early.
It's hard when the weather looks like that.
All right, we'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you know the secret to having the perfect lawn? Maple Leaf Landscaping does. With their 6-step turf care program, you can have a beautiful lawn all season long. Check their website for special discounts and leave the yard work to Maple Leaf, your year-round property care experts.
This week, you're going to get more at the Brothers Made Memorial Day Super Sale. Get in now with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Right now, improving your home is more convenient at Maine with up to 18-month 0% financing. And we make getting more easy with expert delivery free and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee. The Memorial Day Super Sale for more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. It all ends Monday at the Brothers Made, your local store for more since 1938.
People who fight for what's right. For us, that means fighting for you when an accident has turned your life upside down.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? A cool breeze on a scorching day, a cozy corner on a cold night, or knowing every room of the house is as inviting as the next. Comfort means more than just the temperature, and the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable, like cool cash rebates of up to $1,650. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For all your heating and cooling needs, call us at Modern Heating and Cooling or Bethke Heating and Air Conditioning in Verona.
We can't offer much during this time of crisis, but we can offer what we have. So from all of us working early mornings on the farm, long days in the plant, or late nights stocking shelves, doing all we can to get you the milk you need. We hope it makes your breakfast a little brighter, your snacks more nutritious, and reminds you when it comes to caring, there is no expiration date. Milk. Love what's real.
Yeah, I'm a professional remodeler, and I go to Nuns. Why? Well, my clients love them because they have all those snazzy-looking countertops. You know, like beautiful marble countertops, stunning quartz slabs, you name it. To be honest, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, who needs all that glitz and glamour from a counter? But my clients love those snazzy-looking countertops, so we go to Nuns.
Nuns. Kitchen, bath, and flooring.
Do you know the secret to having the perfect lawn? Maple Leaf Landscaping does. With their 6-step turf care program, you can have a beautiful lawn all season long. Check their website for special discounts and leave the yard work to Maple Leaf, your year-round property care experts.
A flip of a coin. Those are the odds of getting an accurate antibody test. What the CDC recommends when it comes to getting true results.
And partly sunny skies this morning, but we may end with clouds as well as chances for rain. I'll have the full forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, May 27th. I'm Josh Ryder with Chris Stanford and Leah Linscheid. We start with an update to breaking news this morning. The scene is now cleared 9 hours after a Fitchburg police found potentially hazardous materials inside an apartment. This is a live look at that scene this morning. Police were first called to Chalet Gardens Road off of Verona Road at 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They originally went there for a welfare check, but officers evacuated the apartment complex after noticing several potentially hazardous items. Again, that area is safe, but crews are still on the scene investigating this morning. We do know no one was hurt and the building isn't damaged.
New this morning, the CDC says there's a 50-50 chance your antibody test results are wrong. Those tests look to see if you've had coronavirus in the past and then developed antibodies. Those antibodies can be found in some folks within the first week of having COVID-19. The CDC says important policy decisions should not be based on those tests. To get the most accurate results, you might need to get tested twice. The FDA and the University of Minnesota have come to similar conclusions. Also new this morning, a poll from the Associated Press shows only about half of Americans would get a COVID-19 vaccine if they could. Others are unsure. Still, others would even refuse. Older Americans and folks who are at risk or know someone at risk are more inclined to get the vaccine. Black Americans are more likely to say they don't plan on getting it. Of all Americans, 79% say a vaccine is important for reopening the country.
Governor Evers' moratorium on evictions is officially over. This means some renters who were late on their payments can get an eviction notice. However, the federal moratorium is still in place, so if you live in federally funded housing, you'll be protected until July or August. According to the Journal Sentinel, nearly 50 eviction actions across the state were filed early. It's up to the courts now to decide if they'll accept those applications, since they could be considered invalid.
And a handful of states are eyeing the chance to host the Republican National Convention this summer. This comes a day after President Trump threatened to pull the convention out of North Carolina. That state's Democratic governor hasn't promised the event can happen because of coronavirus. Governors of Georgia and Florida say they'd be honored to host if the opportunity presents itself. President Trump says he hopes the convention will still happen in Charlotte, but needs certainty within the week. If he doesn't know by then, he says he'll be forced to look around.
6:32 right now. In Washington this week, history will be made in the House. For the first time, members can vote from home. This comes despite a lawsuit from House Republicans who say proxy voting is unconstitutional. More than 50 Democratic members have already sent a letter designating proxies to vote on their behalf this week, including Mark Pocan and Gwen Moore from Wisconsin. So far, no Republicans have picked proxies. This kind of voting was approved by the House earlier this month, largely along party lines. It is temporary.
Developing right now, the FBI is investigating after a black man was killed during an attempted arrest in Minneapolis Monday night. The 4 officers involved have been fired, but many say that is not enough. Just take a look at this video. You can see crowds gathering at the site of the incident. Folks blocked off the intersection and some threw rocks at police officers, and tear gas was used to settle the crowds. We do want to warn you, some of these next images and details are disturbing. Police were originally called to a deli where Floyd was being accused of forgery. Officers say he was physically resisting his arrest before he was pinned to the ground and went into medical distress. An officer can be seen kneeling on his neck for several minutes. He was unarmed at the time and could be heard screaming for help. Floyd was brought to a hospital where he later died. Now folks around the country are standing in solidarity with the Minneapolis protesters, including celebrities like Chance the Rapper.
I'm sure there's some black men and women officers and white officers in this building that woke up feeling sick to their stomach when they watched the video as well. And we stand in solidarity with all those people.
Chance the Rapper is one of hundreds of community members in Chicago standing in solidarity with protesters in Minneapolis. They stood outside of the Chicago Public Safety Headquarters yesterday.
Developing this morning, we're following a series of police-involved shootings overnight. The first is out of Lansing, Michigan. A 37-year-old suspect is dead, an officer recovering there. It started with a welfare check after a call on shots fired. Police were making contact with the man inside a house when they say he came out shooting. 6 officers shot back, killing the suspect. And in Baltimore, a person considered armed and dangerous is on the loose this morning after carjacking a stranger and shooting an officer during the getaway. Police chased the car until it crashed, and the driver ran off, shooting at the officer behind him and ultimately hitting him. That officer is expected to be okay, largely because they were wearing a bulletproof vest.
Just about 6:35 right now. Yesterday was one of those days where all of a sudden it'd be sunny, and then 5 minutes later there'd be a storm overhead. Yes.
It'd be pouring down rain. Yeah, sometimes that rain fell down pretty hard, accumulating about ½ an inch in just a few minutes at my house. South of Madison, we have reports of radar estimated over an inch of rain in a small area. You can see how scattered the rain activity was just over the last 24 hours. Now, if we put this map into motion this morning, it's pretty quiet. No rain right now in the near vicinity, and those showers in northwestern Wisconsin are falling apart as well. So it'll be a dry start to the day today, but we're not done with those rain chances. Unlike yesterday, the risk for severe weather, though, is very low. No severe weather is anticipated this afternoon for southern Wisconsin. Here's what's happening on a larger view. We have winds from the south ushering up lots of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. This morning, that's in the form of clouds. Later on this afternoon, as things start to heat up a little bit, we'll start to see some of those showers and thunderstorms pop up across the region. Your future track forecast model, again, at lunchtime, still pretty dry for southern Wisconsin. You can see some activity developing along that stationary front to our west. Some rain moving up north, though, through Iowa and Illinois. As we go throughout the afternoon, some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms will be possible across southern Wisconsin. They'll have a tough time organizing themselves, though, so no severe weather is expected. By tomorrow morning, a cold front will be knocking on our door from the north and west. This front will slowly move across the state through the day. I think slow would be the key word there. We keep the rain chances in the forecast through much of Thursday. And with the slow-moving nature of some of those storms, we could see some pretty high rain totals in the 1 to 2 inch range for southern Wisconsin. So a lot of rain possible on the way for tomorrow. For today, though, still warm and humid. 81 degrees is the high. Grab that umbrella if you're going to be outside during the afternoon. Some scattered showers will be possible. Temperatures begin to cool down on Thursday, but the humidity remains on Friday, though, and through the upcoming weekend, that's when it turns very nice. Lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and comfortable conditions.
Yeah, for this morning, it is definitely humid out there. Thank you, Hattie. So now that Dane County is in phase 1 of its reopening plan, UW Health is offering some guidance. They want to remind you that to lower your risk, you should practice social distancing, wear a face mask, and gather outside if you're in a group. That'll also help reduce your chance of transmission. Indoor spaces don't have the best air circulation, and that can make it easier to catch the virus. Good hygiene and thorough cleaning also help lower your risk.
Looking ahead now, Dane County will start to provide COVID-19 testing for first responders. Tests will be made available for police, fire, and emergency medical service workers. County leaders plan on getting 3,500 tests from Madison-based Exact Sciences. They could buy more based on the future spread of the virus as well. So there's no such thing as a zero-risk outing currently. Even as more businesses and public spaces reopen, it's up to you if you decide if and where you'll go.
Yeah. It can help to think through the risks the way that the experts do. So Christina Laurie joins us with what they're calling the riskiest summer activities. Good morning, Christina.
Hi, Chris and Leah. Infectious disease experts weigh the risk using a simple phrase: time, space, people, place. The more time you spend and the closer in space you are to anyone who's been infected, the higher your risk. Interacting with more people raises that risk, and indoor places are riskier than outdoors. Here are 3 of the riskiest places you can go right now. Number 1 is an indoor restaurant. Even with tables spaced out, experts warn people linger in restaurants, so the duration duration of exposure is longer. You can lower your risk by only dining with people you've been in quarantine with, but even that's not foolproof. Talking can spread droplets of the virus, and air conditioning can blow those between tables. One of China's largest outbreaks started in an indoor restaurant. Place 2 is a church. Worship services involve people from different households coming together for an extended period of time. Experts point to outbreaks linked to churches. In one, 35 out of 92 people who attended a service at a rural Arkansas church developed COVID-19. Your risk goes down if churches adapt. Outdoor services are best. Many Madison churches are opening this weekend at 25% capacity with new rules like no singing, no worship manuals, and everyone spaced 6 feet apart wearing masks. Place 3 is the hair salon. Getting a haircut involves close contact and breathing that's extended for several minutes. Experts say that is the primary way coronavirus is transmitted, and there's no way to keep 6 feet away from someone cutting your hair. All it takes is one asymptomatic but infected worker, and suddenly lots of customers are at a high risk of infection. You can lower your risk if both you and your hairdresser wear masks and don't talk to each other, however awkward that may be. Your personal risk depends on your age and health, the prevalence of the virus in your community, and the precautions you take during any of these activities. The bottom line, always choose outdoors over indoors, masking over not masking, and more space for fewer people over less space. And Chris, I know getting a haircut is on your agenda today, and Leah, you mentioned something about that as well?
All 4 of us have haircuts today. Chris, me, Josh, and Hattie.
3 of us at the exact same time, too. What are the chances?
We're all going to be a little nervous now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I know. I did not expect to see a salon on that list of the riskiest places.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, seriously. I felt like I haven't had good hair in about 4 months. So.
Oh, stop. You always look nice,
Oh,
Josh.
you're so kind, Leah. All right, coming up at 6:41 right now this morning, let's take a look at your first warn traffic as you head out this morning. No crashes or major delays to report across Dane County. Rock County looking good as well. There's your drive times. Take you around 25 minutes from Janesville to the Beltline. Let's take a live look outside right now on this hump day. I don't know if we can even consider it a hump day on a short week, can we?
No.
I don't know.
It's like
It's still hump day, whatever. There's a live look outside. There's the sunshine. Looks nice, and it is humid out there. Hattie's tracking some more storm chances coming up, too.
Plus, it is a hero's homecoming. We'll introduce you to one Wisconsin nurse returning from the hardest hit city in the world. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Year-rounders run with Sloan's at the John Deere Green Tag sales event because seasons change, but your workload doesn't. Get $300 off in 12 months, no interest. Get a John Deere X350 during Green Tag and...
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. That makes a degree from Herzing University more relevant than ever. I'm possible at Herzing. Learn more today.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
Against all enemies. That I will commit.
to ensuring they are
Not forgotten. And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
and I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity.
they have provided me. So help me God.
Dwellings Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
Guardians of the Grass run with Sloan. Save big on select Z-Track mowers at the John Deere Green Tag sales event. This Green Tag sales event won't last forever. Get a John Deere Z-Track during Green Tag and
News 3 Now, Channel 3000 and Madison Magazine are pleased to partner with Madison Metropolitan School District to give its high school seniors a graduation to remember. Join us for special commencement ceremonies with messages from students and principals, musical performances, and virtual walk across the stage photo tributes to the graduates. Class of 2020, born to make history. June 12th and 13th on News 3 Now and streamed live on Channel 3000.
We're back, and we are celebrating a very special homecoming this morning.
Marshfield Clinic nurse and Stevens Point native Amy Colomay is back home after recently heading to New York City to help with the pandemic.
For Amy, her time there meant 12 to 14-hour workdays, stepping out of her comfort zone and filling a massive need. It only took one day for her patients to show their appreciation. They referred to her as their angel from Wisconsin. Since getting back, Amy wants people to know that helping to stop the spread not only keeps people safe from the coronavirus, but it also frees up others to use the hospitals.
I feel like this Midwest nice plays really well, especially on the East Coast.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we're a different breed here.
We are.
I think we can gloat because we are. And I'm very proud of Amy personally. Her and her husband Ryan are from my hometown. I went to school with them, and I'm very proud of the work she's doing, and she's doing it safely too. She's back now and has been quarantining in their family camper just to be safe. They've got little kids, and we're just real proud to see one of the hometown gals doing some good in one of the worst places for this pandemic.
Not everybody steps up like that, so some well-deserved recognition there.
Yeah, for sure.
And as we do every morning at this time, it is time for us to thank another one of our frontline heroes. Today we're thanking Lacey. She's a COA at SSM Health. Lacey, thank you for everything you're doing to keep us all safe.
Thank you, Lacey.
All right, 6:46 right now. Let's check in with Hattie. Just downright humid out there this morning, ain't it?
It certainly is very sticky outside. Dew points are high this morning. The sun is up, though. We can see that pretty clearly on the WIC-TV sky camera shot, so enjoy that sunshine early this morning. We do have a chance for rain coming up in the forecast. Here's a look at our current temperatures. We've been in the 70s all morning. We have not dropped into the 60s yet here in Madison, and maybe we aren't going to. 71 right now, 72 in Janesville, 69 in Monroe, and 68 in Mineral Point. Take a look at these dew point numbers. Some 70s on the map, which is something that we'd more typically see in July or August, definitely not in May. 70-degree dew point in Camp Douglas, 72 in Janesville. Relative humidity is near 100% across the entire area this morning. Dew points are going to stay high today, so it's going to be hard to escape the humidity. We do have just one more day after today, and then better weather is on the way for the weekend. Your future track temperatures today will top in the low 80s and upper 70s. Pretty slow to cool down this evening with those rain chances continuing. Coming up in just a couple minutes, I'll time out the rain later today and through the day on Thursday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hattie. And coming up in the morning sprint, prepare for liftoff. 2 Americans are getting ready to take a historic trip to space. We'll let you know why this is the first of its kind.
But first, it is May 27th, and we want to say happy birthday to Grace, Logan, and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Waunakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Our home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
You were always the responsible one. So much like me. Always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
I do all my shoe shopping at Rogan's because I know that I find what I'm looking for and save. You can count on great service, a huge selection, the best name brands, and the second pair is half price. And one more thing, a choice in how you save. I can get my second pair half price now, or just save my receipt, come back anytime, and get my next pair for half price. Rogan's makes saving easy.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Calling all Grassmasters, fescue fanatics, and stewards of St. Augustine. To the springtime sprawlers, backyard scholars, and cultivators of the cul-de-sac. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, run with us. For all the green thumbers, newcomers, and toy picker-uppers, run with us on a John Deere mower. Because this is more than just grass. It's home. Nothing runs like a deer.
Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time, with no surprises, with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Open a home equity line of credit with no annual fee from Summit Credit Union.
It's 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We start with an update to breaking news this morning. The scene is now clear 9 hours after Fitchburg police found potentially hazardous material inside an apartment. This is a live look at the scene near Chalet Gardens Road, where police were called just off of Verona Road at 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They originally went there for a welfare check, but officers evacuated that apartment complex after noticing several potentially hazardous items. Again, the area is safe, but as you can see, crews are still on the scene investigating right now. No one was hurt and the building isn't damaged, and the Red Cross is helping find temporary housing for those displaced during this investigation.
The CDC says there's about a 50-50 chance that antibody test results are wrong. Those tests look to see if you've had the coronavirus and have developed antibodies. Those antibodies can be found in some people within the first week of having the virus. You might need to be tested twice to get more accurate results. The FDA and the University of Minnesota have come to similar conclusions.
A new poll from the Associated Press shows only about half of Americans would get a COVID-19 vaccine if they could. Many others are unsure or would even refuse. Older Americans and folks who are at risk or know someone at risk are more inclined to get that vaccine. Of all Americans, 79% say a vaccine is important for reopening the country.
Well, the American Red Cross needs your help this morning. They are offering up free T-shirts and gift cards to help increase donations. The organization says there's an urgent need right now for blood donations to prevent another blood shortage. This comes as hospitals resume non-essential surgeries and procedures that were paused earlier in the pandemic. If you give blood through May 31st, you'll get a free T-shirt. If you go through June, you'll get a $5 Amazon gift card. You can make an appointment online. Just go to redcrossblood.org or call 800-RED-CROSS.
It's a zero-risk outing right now. Even as more businesses and public spaces open up, it's up to you to decide if and where you'll go. The more time you spend and the closer in space you are to anyone who's been infected, the higher your risk. Interacting with more people raises that risk, and indoor places are riskier than outdoors. Right now, infectious disease experts say restaurants, churches, and hair salons are among the riskiest places you can go. You can lower your risk by wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart from other people when possible. Head to channel3000.com for 3 of the most surprisingly safe spaces you can go this summer.
Governor Evers' moratorium on evictions is officially over. That means some renters can now get eviction notices if they've been late on their payments. However, the federal moratorium is still in place. So that means that anyone who lives in federally funded housing will still be protected until July or August.
Florida would love to have the RNC.
A handful of states are eyeing the chance to host the Republican National Convention this summer after President Trump threatened to pull the convention out of North Carolina. That state's Democratic governor hasn't promised the event can take place because of coronavirus. Governors of Georgia and Florida say they'd be honored to host if the opportunity presents itself.
Right now, the FBI is investigating after a black man was killed during an attempted arrest in Minneapolis Monday night. The 4 officers involved have been fired, but many say that is not enough. Protesters are demonstrating against police officers there, some throwing rocks at officers, and tear gas was used to settle the crowds. We want to warn you, some of these next images and details are disturbing. Police were originally called to a deli where George Floyd was being accused of forgery. In a viral video, an officer can be seen kneeling on Floyd's neck for several minutes. He was unarmed at the time and could be heard screaming for help, saying, "I can't breathe." Floyd was brought to a hospital where he later died.
For the first time in history, NASA astronauts are getting ready to go to space in a commercial spacecraft. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket will launch from Kennedy Space Center in Florida later today. The U.S. hasn't launched its own astronauts since the space shuttle program ended in 2011. President Trump and First Lady Melania plan on attending. That is going to happen later today at 3:30 Central Time.
I'm following a new development just into the newsroom this morning. President Trump is telling social media platforms to, quote, clean up their acts. He says if they're silencing conservative voices, he could try to regulate them or shut them down. This comes just a day after Twitter flagged some of the president's tweets with a fact-check warning. It's the first time the platform has done this for President Trump's account. 6:55, a look at your first warn traffic on this Wednesday. No crashes to report, just a few delays popping up near downtown and along East Washington Avenue. That's your first warn traffic.
And your first warn weather forecast for today starts with cloudy skies. Still some sunshine peeking through between those clouds this morning. Rain chances, though, are going to ramp up as we go through the day into the afternoon. And then we have chances for rain continuing tonight right into Thursday. We're likely to see some showers and thunderstorms through the day on Thursday until a cold front passes. That'll happen late Thursday evening. Here's a look at our temperatures today. We're climbing into the low 80s this afternoon with that humidity sticking around. Better weather, though, is on the way for the upcoming weekend. Starting on Friday, we'll have dry conditions, cooler and less humid as well.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. Crank up the AC, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.